All right. Welcome to Casual Disasters, Season 2, Episode 2, with Matt, or Rapper Estimate. I'm a local rapper here in Spokane, but also my personal favorite bartender from Radio Bar. Also one of my favorite bars in Spokane, and it's a block away from my house. So right now I'm on a Wednesday only, Wine Wednesday regular. But yeah, I want to talk about a lot of different things today. But yeah, Matt and I just both took headshots down at Terrain. We're both artists being featured there. He's performing, and I did my first painting that's being submitted. And so we just had to take like a headshot photo, whatever, to prep for the podcast too before we came here.
Hell yeah. Congrats on your first piece too. That's cool.
Yeah, it feels crazy.
I bet.
This is your second year?
Yeah, second year that I've done Terrain. Yeah, I mean, it's my second year back in Spokane as well. So.
Were you in Bellingham?
Seattle. Well, Bellingham and Seattle.
Okay. I remember us talking about this, but I was like, is that how you like know all the rappers that like you recently had a show at the Chameleon?
Yeah. So, yeah, most of my music circle is in Bellingham and Seattle. I know like a few people here in town, mostly that I met through like other friends who now live in Seattle. Like, cause I'm like, I grew up with some like this, we had like a rap group a long time ago called Lax Crew. Like originally it was called Lilac Linguistics. This was like 2010 when I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
And that kind of was active, like I would say like 2010 to 2015 here in Spokane. And I wasn't really part of it at the time. It was just like my homies, and we would like kick it when I was in high school, and like we were all into rap, and we would like have like ciphers and like freestyle and whatever and do all that. But I moved, I went to college. They were here in town, and we're like doing a bunch of stuff. Like they did like Volume a couple times. They did Terrain. They had write-ups in the Inlander. Like they were doing like the whole bit.
What's their name?
So yeah, the group was Lax Crew. It was kind of just like a collective, but it was producer Red King. It's like my homie from high school. At the time, it was Ra Zeus, or it might have just been Zeus. And then Sile Dottie is like my other homie. He was also a rapper. And then there was more. There was like Cave Dweller. I think that was it. There was a couple other heads that would kind of like come and go, but yeah, anyways, that's like, they like made a bunch of connections here in Spokane. They all moved out to Seattle. I started taking music more seriously probably like 2015. And so by the time when they moved to Seattle, it was right after I got down there. So we started like linking up and like doing a bunch of stuff together. But when I moved back to town, like a lot of the connections that they had made here were like my in back in Spokane. So
yeah, you got into rapping in high school.
Yeah, technically in like grade school, but
really,
yeah, like the first time I did it where I was like, okay, I think I actually sound kind of good, or like where I was like just feeling like more confident with it was high school. But I was kind of just like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Just like doing it for fun. Like all we did in high school was just like do nothing and like hang out and like smoke weed, and then started like trying to do music and being like, well, this is fun because I'm still just like hanging out and like smoking and like kicking it with my friends, but we're also like doing something that feels like productive and it's like fun. Plus like low key, like I don't know, I've like been just obsessed with music like forever. Is like the only thing that like makes me feel good since I was like little. So yeah, like once we started kind of doing that in high school, it was like I was like really, really into it. But
so like, did you like grow up playing instruments? Like what was like your introduction into like rapping and like that whole
yeah, well, my parents put me in piano lessons when I was little, like grade school. And like I hated the lessons, but I loved playing piano. Like I would just like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I put explicit.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So
you're good.
Anyways, yeah, I would just like fuck around on the piano when I was a kid, like outside of lessons, just like and I wasn't even that good at reading music. Like it was just fun to me. And then I got a little older and started playing drums. Like I did drums in school, and I was also, it's like I was super into basketball. Like I was a big basketball player like forever. That was like my main thing. And basketball and like rap are just like hand in hand. Like all the friends that I made, like I would just go to like play, like just to the park and play basketball for like 6 hours a day when I was a kid. Like I would get home from school, go to the park until it got dark, come home. And so all the friends that I made playing basketball, it's like we all just like listen to rap, and that was kind of like my introduction into like the world of like hip hop. And just, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it's like I was already into music, and then it just was like supernatural. Like that was just like what I was into. It just became like part of my identity, like pretty young. So.
Yeah, I can really relate to that. Like hip hop and like rap has always been like so influential just on me. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess more not as formal as you, like pouring into like, I did rap on a song once and it's horrific. Ooh, my headphones cut out.
Oh, really?
Can you hear that?
Oh, no, I can still hear you on mine.
But then it's weird.
Weird.
One side, I don't know. We're in the library. Who knows what's happening here, you guys? Recording in here is always funny. Like I'll come in and be like, oh, someone is sleeping in here, or like there's some shit around. I don't know.
Yeah.
They've put some like strict like, you will pay a fee if you get caught doing anything in here now.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a new thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Miss Whiskey was my. I did not even choose this name, so I feel like it's fucked up that I have to accept this rap name.
That's hilarious.
But my guy friends had a rap group, and I would like. I guess I was featured on, and it's very bad.
Nice. That's tight.
I wish I had talent, but I do not.
Is it on the internet somewhere?
I know that their group is. They're called Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
There's Michael Milton is one of the rap. So that's the rap group's name, and then Michael Milton was one of the rappers, and then Gucci Sweats, and also one of them went to LC. Nice. Super into hip hop.
Yeah.
It's like kind of I don't know, but not. I do not want to. Like they actually were silly as fuck, and that's on the internet.
Yeah.
But I don't know about like my part. Where that is. I saved, I don't know if you did this, back in the day, the old Apple Music, when you would burn your CDs to have music on iTunes. I had that all transferred into like my now iTunes, so it might be.
So you still have, I mean, I like, I'm kind of crazy with the archive with my music. Like I still have everything that I've ever downloaded. I still have it all. And I have my shit backed up like 5 times over, so.
That's kind of how mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully never lose it, but because there's a lot of random music that I picked up like over the years, that shit that isn't even on streaming, like just totally random stuff that's like really cool. So yeah,
mine's similar. Like I never wanted to lose like mixed CDs that I had, or like even my friends' music that isn't gonna be like
for sure
officially on Spotify or iTunes now.
Yeah. Totally. And like old songs that are recorded like a long time ago, like I still have all those like just weird demos over like stolen beats, and just I don't know. Like the first time I ever recorded a song, I think I was in like 5th grade, and like my voice is like 2 octaves higher. It's like over some like Dr. Dre beat. It's like crazy. But yeah, I still have it.
Have you ever released that stuff?
No, I mean, it's all very cringy. Like I don't know. I mean, it's just like it's kind of cool. It's just the progression. It's like, it's kind of like I saw this thing that I like loved and was like really like just drawn towards. And then I just like, you have to like grow as a person and like figure out like why you actually like want to participate, or I don't know, like what you're like bringing to the table. So, I mean, the old shit is cringy. It's just like, I don't know what I'm saying, or none of it is genuine. It's all just like
maybe something like I don't know.
It's just talking shit. It's totally. It's just like talking shit, but it's cool. I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, I was like playing drums and stuff, so it's not like I'm off beat. Like I still like knew how to kind of like do it. It's just like, yeah, I wasn't really like being like a real person on the songs.
Yeah.
So
I imagine when
yeah.
you're like a little, I don't know why this is popping in my frame, but like pubescent child boy.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was young for sure. I don't know, yeah. And then over the years, I feel like I kept trying to, like, with my friends, be like, we should rap. And, like, everyone was always like, yeah, but I was the only one who ever, like, really wanted to do it. And then, yeah, once I, like, met, like, my friends in high school and, like, a few of them were actually also, like, really about it, it was, like, exciting. It's just like, all right, cool.
So like you started playing piano because you also, like, I forgot to mention this, like you made the theme song for this because you also
Yeah.
produce like your own beats and music.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the music came before like rapping. I mean, I always wanted to rap like since I was little, but uh I mean, I think I was drawn to music originally from like the like music side of it. Like I was super into R&B as a kid. Like before I even got heavy into like hip hop, I was like on some R&B shit like Usher Confessions was one of the first CDs I had, like stuff like that.
Yeah, you heard me. I was listening to R&B in the car.
I didn't catch what song it was.
Oh
but
my God, I'm gonna have to look it up because yeah, it was like a female R&B singer. Like when
Nice.
we got into the car, I was like, yeah, because that's like one of my biggest like. I'm gonna see. Don't Walk Away.
Okay.
Jade.
Damn, I
Yeah.
haven't even heard of Jade. That's
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Girls group.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I love all that stuff. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, so I started getting into production because I didn't really know anybody that was making beats, and the people that I did know that were making beats, it just like wasn't my style. So I don't know. Yeah, I just like, and it was like I still am kind of this way. It's like the production kind of comes first. Like I don't even really like want to write unless it's like I'm like feeling the vibe of like the beat. So I was lucky, like one of my roommates at the time like had a cracked version of Ableton, and he had like a little bit of experience with production, and so he just kind of gave me like a quick crash course on it, and I just like kind of took that and ran with it. Like yeah, and then I don't know, like I took some money that I had saved up. Like this was like my first year in college, and like bought like an MPC and just like some other, like I bought like a Tascam like to cassette deck and just some random stuff, and just like I just like made it like my whole thing like for years. Like I would just go to school. It was just like head down, go to school, come home, working on beats. Like, and I really took a step back from rapping too for like a good amount of years. Just like I was just like hell bent on getting my like chops up with production.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, if I were to describe myself like as an artist, I would probably like be like producer, rapper. I don't know, like
Producer
I mean,
before.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I do both like fairly equally, but it's like I'm heavy on the production. Like I just will make beats all day if I could. So
Do you ever make beats for other groups?
yeah,
Like,
I've done a lot of stuff for people. Yeah, I've had beats end up on a bunch of friends just projects or random stuff, or I've had my SoundCloud, like it's not crazy, but I got like 1,000 followers ish like pretty quick when I started releasing stuff often, and so I'd have random people hit me up on SoundCloud too to like buy beats or whatever, or if some people will hit me up that were cool and just ask for something, and if I like their stuff, I'll just send them something.
Okay. So, yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I was like, if I ever make money, you will be paid.
Nah, yeah, it's all good.
It's not for profit, $0 entering.
I mean, I try to just like keep the mindset, I don't know, like a beat is just a beat. Like any beat I make, I'll make another one the next day. So like, I don't know. Like I would love to be able to sell them for like 10 G's a piece, but also it's like, you know, I'm just trying to keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So.
Like, was there an influence to like the style of beat or like sound that you go for?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, there's a bunch of influences. Like growing up, it's like some of my favorite shit was like early Kanye production, like Jay Dilla, Madlib was probably like my favorite producer for a long time. And then when I got older, like Knowledge, DiBiase, like this whole kind of like, I don't know, it felt like it was like a whole kind of like group of producers. I know that a lot of them are not really affiliated, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that had like a huge influence. I think I had a lot of like musical influence already, and then when I started listening to Knowledge, like when I was in school, that kind of pushed me over the edge to be like, all right, like I don't want to do anything else besides like make beats. Like I was just like so hyped on it. So yeah, there's a lot of influence for sure.
Because I was thinking back, I don't know, just the impact probably you have like for the Spokane music scene. Because, like, what is your vibe on the Spokane? I don't know. Like, it could be music, it could be rap. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird. I'm not, like, super tapped in. I don't know. Yeah, it's like I've only been back here a couple years, and I grew up in Spokane, and, like, I left and, like, didn't really ever see myself coming back. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I think I got, like, a warped perception of Spokane because I grew up here. I think it's got potential, but it feels like the like arts and culture aspect is like kind of lacking. But also at the same time, there's a handful of people doing cool stuff. So I think it's just like important to like really support people that are like doing cool shit here, because it's like few and far between. So if you care about it, like you gotta like show out. Yeah, it's just sparse, I guess. For a city this size, like it feels sparse.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but I feel that way too, because I'm like, I personally want to promote artists every chance I get here. But then I'm like, I don't know. There's like very few degrees of separation with artists. Not that it needs to be wide. I mean, I do want it widespread, but it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, we're all like today just lining up. I'm like, look at all these artists that are here that I don't know anything about or never see like collectively. Like Terrain's a perfect example of like where collective we have performers and, you know, all different mediums like coming together to like do art. But then I was like, where else is that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Terrain. I mean, Terrain is pretty legit for that reason. It feels like one of the bigger like art focused like events, and it definitely brings people out. So it's cool. I don't know. I think, it's just like Spokane's weird. Like whenever I feel like there's a lot of like really cool people that are just like laying low here.
Yeah.
That don't really like come out, and like to a large extent, that's like where I'm at, because it's like I'd be like working nights anyways, so it's like I don't go to a lot of events because I'm at work, like, and I just am, with like just at home, like hanging out with my girlfriend or making music like in my spare time. So I'm kind of one of those people, but it feels, at least, I don't know, like, I don't want to just talk shit, but there's a lot of like vibes that I just don't really resonate with. So it's like when I think about all the music that I love and like listen to, the things that I'm drawn towards, like it feels like it's all like California, like LA, like East Coast, like Jersey, like I don't know, New York, definitely New York. I don't know. I guess everything feels random now because of the internet. It's like everybody's kind of like everywhere all at once because it's just online. But like, I don't know. Yeah.
You brought up something that I keep thinking about. So like, obviously I have different guests on who do different things in Spokane, and it's like to promote like what you're saying, a lot of people that aren't, I don't want to say like well known, but like, I don't know. There's like all these different hidden corners and people doing different shit, but like never collectively together. And like, I don't know, I guess elevating the people of Spokane, because I think there's really cool people doing cool shit, but it's like very under wraps. But I kept thinking about, I don't know why when you were talking, I was like, another thing that I've seen about Spokane that so drives me nuts, like, are the music venues here, and like how, like I was just thinking back to the Bartlett or what was it called?
Lucky You?
Yeah, Lucky You. Just like venues that I'm like, these are the shit. And bringing music here that like artists that I love that aren't here in Spokane that they like brought here. And I'm like, they just go away eventually.
The venues?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think, no, for sure. It's just like, I mean, I think it just kind of comes back to like Spokane. Like, I mean, the place it's a business and it's like a niche market. Like, and Spokane has proven over and over again that they don't care about art, in my opinion. So then you got a cool venue that can't keep the lights on, and I don't know. It's weird. I mean, that's why it's like I've, totally romanticized like somewhere like LA where there's enough of a market for like niche artists to like thrive.
Because there's other people doing your niche.
Yeah,
shit,
I mean, there's just,
like,
yeah, well, totally. I
we
mean,
can build community probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I know like a lot of that is probably not totally like real. Like, just kind of get this picture in your mind.
Like limerence.
Yeah.
LA or New York, that's what I do.
You get this picture in your mind kind of built up with it, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about Bellingham, because Bellingham is like similar size to Spokane, maybe like a little bit smaller even, but it's like the vibe is completely different. And like my friends out there have been able to like cultivate this like art scene slowly, and it feels like people really show out.
Which is crazy. Did I ever tell you I lived in Bellingham?
No, did you go to Western also?
I went to Whatcom for 2 years.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think we talked about that before.
No, but I heard you saying it to Jared the other night.
Yeah,
where you guys made some. Did you live in Bellingham?
Yeah, I went to Western.
You went to Western.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I knew you lived there, but I was like, I didn't know you went to Western. Yeah. I was telling you I lived on High Street and Key Street.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about that church. I don't
Karate church.
God, I don't know. Parts of my memory during this time, I don't know why, but they're gone.
I feel it.
I was probably smoking a ton of weed back then in college.
It's hard to keep the timeline straight sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe it's because it's a college town. I don't know what the reason is. It just is like, yeah, it just feels like the art scene is like more alive.
That's what's so weird to me, because I went to undergrad at University of Montana, so I had a weird path, and then but I was gonna say Missoula similarly, and it's a small ass place, and like Bellingham's a small ass place, but I felt way more art like happening in those spaces than I even do here. I don't know why, but Spokane feels really like, I don't know why it feels so spread to me, or like siloed, like people are all in these little.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's pretty sprawled for sure. And I do think it is in a lot of ways siloed. Like, I don't know. I mean, yeah. And I'm always surprised by like working, at the bar or whatever. Like, I'll think it's like, yeah, I know everybody that comes in here. And then some random ass people will come in. I'll just be like, where did you come from? Like, it's just, you never know what you're going to get. Like, I mean, you get a lot of like assholes, but some nights some random ass like cool person will come in and it just feels like they like fell out of the sky. I'm just like, damn, where you been hiding?
Yeah, I've had like funny connections at the bar.
Yeah.
Like at Radio Bar, where I'm like, who are you and why have I never? I mean, even meeting you, like I was like, oh, there's an artist. You're doing all these things, and then I don't know, this connection of being like, oh, you should be on the podcast, like,
yeah, totally,
and make this song. Right? I mean, that is just all because of Radio Bar, really, just that connection. But if I didn't, I live a block away from there, so I just waltzed down, but
just random.
And I've had to like force myself, because I'm one of those people in Spokane that hides and like doesn't want to go to, like, it's funny, I love music, so I'll show up for like shows. Yeah. But I'm usually leaving Spokane most weekends, so it's like I'm missing a lot of like that piece.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like everyone, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. Everyone's got their lives and their stuff going on, so.
You know what I've always said about Spokane? This is kind of harsh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I've always said that you have to be motivated to live here, because no one gives a shit. Yeah. Like, no one's like making you feel like you got to compete or level up or really make anything of yourself. Like, you would literally just be, I don't know.
No,
desolate, status quo.
I totally hear you.
No one gives a fuck what you're up. Like, in this weird way.
I think it's really easy to just be super complacent here. Yeah. And I think, like, I think people want you to be complacent here, low key. Like
I do too.
I don't know. Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know. Yeah, especially just after like. I mean, yeah, like I was in Seattle for like 7 years, and it's like there's a lot of people out there, and it's like it's just kind of like a different feeling. Like when I'm not here in Spokane, it's like even though I'm not even really like doing that much stuff, like I'm not doing shows all the time or whatever. I don't have like a ton of like followers or whatever, but it's still kind of like it's just like big fish, small pond in terms of like artists. It's like the pool of artists is just like really small here. But I don't know. I mean, I get wrapped up in thinking about like where I'm at, and I feel like the thing that actually makes me feel good is just like working on stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like when I'm in my studio, it doesn't matter where I am. Like I could be anywhere.
That's true.
And so I just try to focus on that. Like since I moved here, like I got a lot of stuff done last year. Like when I kind of zoom out and look at like what like I was able to accomplish, like I got a lot of work done. So I'm just
You've done some cool stuff. Even the shows that you were a part of last year.
Yeah, like
or in this last year.
Yeah. And it's like I made a bunch of trips out to Bellingham, like a bunch of trips out to Seattle, like and I'm just trying to keep that momentum. Yeah, it's just like I'm going to work, I'm paying my bills, I'm making music, like.
And you can afford that lifestyle too here, which is nice. I would say that's a plus about Spokane.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
More.
I mean, that's you'll talk shit about Spokane, and then they'll be like, "But you can afford it, though." I'm like, all right, there you go. There's your like one redeeming quality. I don't know, Spokane. Like, yeah, I've met a lot of cool people here, like in the last couple of years. I mean, when I came back to Spokane, I had a pretty bad attitude about it. Not gonna lie, I think it's partially just because I grew up here. I left, and it was just like, damn, I'm moving back to my hometown. So, yeah, but I have met a lot of cool people, and I mean, really, I'm doing the same shit that I was doing in Seattle, like, and yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird because I moved back here when I was 22, and I was not planning to, and I've been here ever since. So yeah, a long time now.
Yeah.
But for my career, like it was a really good move. And
for sure.
Yeah, like I've been able to do cool shit with school counseling in Spokane, like really cool stuff. So it wasn't like a waste totally, but there is this part of me that has this angst about being from here.
Yeah.
And this part of me that's like, this will always be here. I have to go again. Like I have that itch right now. Like this is definitely my last year here right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm going to move on. But I also have like protected it. Like I'm taking a sabbatical, like 1 year leave, and my job will still exist. Where I don't know, but it will be with Spokane schools if I ever wanted to come back. Which,
I mean, that's tight. Like at least you're able to like keep that option open, and like it makes it a little easier to, you can be like, I could do whatever I want. If it doesn't work out, I got to fall back.
But yeah, I just like I don't know. It's like, yeah, something about being here forever just seems wrong. I don't know. It just seems so wrong to me.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to shake that feeling for sure. It's like like I said, I think I got a weird perspective on it because I grew up here. I think a lot of people move here and they're just like, this place is great. Like, and there is a lot of great things about it. But yeah, it's hard to shake that feeling for sure.
Yeah, and I think I don't really know a person, honestly, that like I know some people that have just settled and they're like super into this, but I don't know, a lot of people that grew up here kind of want some more. I don't know how to say that. Not that these people don't want more, but they kind of see something outside of here too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I love it, and I talk about this being an abusive relationship I'm in is with Spokane. Like I hate it. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, Mariah, who was on last week or whenever that was, like brought up how her relationship with Spokane is past the honeymoon phase, and it's like, I don't know that I had a honeymoon phase.
Well, when I first moved back, like me and my girlfriend were talking about this because it felt like we were on vacation for like the first 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, we were
Well,
just
you
like,
had a honeymoon.
yeah, it
With
did
Spokane.
feel like that, because we were just like, it was like the summer, and
Oh, that
we were
can
just
be
going
good.
out all the time, and like, doing all this stuff. And and then once it kind of settled in and then it started snowing, and then we were just like, damn, like, okay. But yeah.
Yeah, that does make a difference, because that's like peak season for me. Like when I can be outside and like, I don't know, doing cool shit. Like I'm so much happier.
Winter's pretty brutal here. But
and it's funny because I ski, I engage in these sports, but it's still not enough for me to like want to sit in it.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Isn't it?
I think one thing that made me feel like, I don't know, it just kind of validated like how I feel, I guess, is I've met so many other people, like you said, who have like similar feelings about Spokane. Like they're like, I don't know, people that have lived here for 20 years will be like, yeah, I'm just kind of stopping through. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've run into that with so many people, and it's pretty interesting. Even like, I don't know, like both of my parents have said that for years. They'll be like, yeah, maybe I'll move like wherever. And then they just don't. I don't know.
Yeah. Come June.
Yeah.
You better be like, Madeline, get the fuck out of here. You said you were leaving on the podcast.
That's crazy.
Because I've kept it kind of on the DL because, like, of that reason.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people being like, well, you said you were leaving and you never have, which I have been saying, I got to be honest, for like 3 or 4 years. And my friends in New York and stuff are like, please get out of there.
Yeah.
Just for a little bit. You can come back. But, like, they're like, just, like, they know that I want to do bigger shit with my career. So they're like, just get out and you can always come back.
For sure. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I can't get down on people. Like, people can do whatever they want if they're happy here. Like, that's awesome. And there's a lot of reasons that you should be. But I do think, like, I'm super glad that I was gone for as long as I was. And I think a lot of people that I meet here that have never left have like this weird entitlement and like also just like weird ass perception of other places in the country. Like people will be like, Seattle, like, how did you survive? Like, you're tripping. Like I don't know. Seattle. Like I don't know.
There's kind of scared, honestly. There's like a lot of fear.
Yeah, there's a ton of fear. Like people are straight up scared to like leave Spokane, or they're like, I don't know. So I feel like I hear a lot of that from people, and I'm just like, damn, like there's a lot more in the world than like Eastern Washington. But yeah, I mean, it's beautiful here. Like I'm not trying to hate. It's just like, yeah, there's a lot of cool people, a lot of cool places, and like there's just as much like fuckery happening here as there is in other cities. So I don't know why people get this weird sense of like, yeah, just like fear.
I feel like I can relate to that, because there's been times where I'm like, ooh, should I really, like, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. It's like, and it'll be like these nitpicky things like, oh, can I afford it? Yeah. Could I actually ever buy like I was telling my dad yesterday, oh, could I sell my house? And like, could I ever buy a house again? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. It's like, like I said, it's an abusive relationship. I feel like Spokane gaslights me.
Yeah, no, I feel
I can't do better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and people like always talk about the affordability, but even that, it's like things aren't.
Is it really that cheap?
Things aren't that much cheaper here.
I feel broke all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. Like, and I felt the same when I was in Seattle. It's not like my bills were like drastically more over there, you know?
Yeah, they're always like Seattle.
Yeah,
rent Seattle.
Like, things are expensive. Out. People want to talk about like $15 cocktails. I'm like, all right, well, they're $13 here. That's $2. Plus, like, if you're tripping about that, then just go out once a week instead of 3-4 times a week. Anyways, I'm not trying to be like, you know, I'm just saying, yeah, like, there's nothing to be afraid of is all I'm trying to say. Yeah, do you think that you'll, like, settle here? Or, like, do you think you'll go on? Like, is that your dream to be in LA doing music? No, we're definitely here for the foreseeable future. My girlfriend owns a business that's right. Here. Yeah. So we're posted up, and like, it's great. Like I said, like I just like do my thing. Like I got a good job that I like, and I got like, space to make music. And like, so like my boxes are totally checked. And Seattle's a hop, skip, and a jump. Like I got a, you know, car I can rely on, and I can go see like my friends when I need to and do shows or whatever. So I'm cooling for the moment.
So like you have a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being single in Spokane.
little different vibe.
It's a like way different vibe. I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always laugh like, yeah. I have a joke that I like bring all my dates to radio bar, so you guys can kind of like give me some feedback.
Yeah,
well,
like vet people.
Yeah, like I have the girls like have like they've picked up on it. The other girls at work at radio bar, and then they're like, "Oh, was that a date? Was that guy a date?" Sometimes I literally just am bringing guy friends in, but we always clear it up and are like,
"No, totally."
Yeah, I'm off the dating apps.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Spokane's like really, really like small.
I can imagine the dating apps got to be crazy here. Yeah.
Yeah, do you see a lot of crazy shit in the bar as far as like dating?
Yeah, I was about to say like it's a lot of people's like first date spot. So we actually get that a lot. And you can totally tell too. I don't know. It's like I feel like people always think that they're like kind of invisible like in a restaurant. It's like, yeah, you're not. Like
Well, I just like, I've even been guilty of that. I'm like, they don't need to talk to me tonight. Like, they know I'm just on a, you know, they're not gonna see me.
I'll say two things. Like, one, you're definitely not invisible. I know exactly what the fuck's going on. Two, I don't give a shit. Like, do you? It's like, it's none of my business, and I genuinely, like, don't care. Or, so it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's just part of the territory. Like, oh,
that's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like, it's part of the environment, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Because like, you have the best view. You're like in the crow's nest.
Totally. Totally.
He's in the upper deck view.
It's crazy, yeah.
Just running the ship.
Yeah.
My new favorite thing at the bar, though, is like people wanting your approval and attention.
Yeah. Oh, from me?
Yeah. I'm really into it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm so into it.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It is funny, though.
I mean, it's like, because you have like a more, you're kind of like, not like monotone, but like a dry, like, I can relate to that. People say this to me all the time. Oh, your voice, it's so like monotone, or I can't tell if you like me, or.
Yeah, just kind of like dry sense of humor type thing.
Yeah. And you really you're really there. You take it there.
For sure. I mean, I
will not
I do it. I definitely do it on purpose at work too. I'm just like, I don't know, it's like self-preservation for me. I'm like, it's my job, and it's like not easy. Like, it wears on you. So it really is just like dealing with randos. I'm like, you're at an arm's length. Like, and if you act weird one time, like, you're fucking done to me. Like, it would take a long time to come back from that.
Has anyone ever recovered? Have you seen someone come?
Couple people. Actually, there's a few cases of people that have recovered.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I can relate to that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like if you come in on day one and act weird, like, dude, like, get lost. Like, I don't know.
Is it because they're like obliterated?
Sometimes. I mean,
and they just like forget, and then they come in and you're like, oh, you're normal because you were a fucking weirdo like a week ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is probably part of it sometimes, but to me, it's like you showed your true colors. Like, so, because I don't think most people, even if they're like drunk, don't start acting like hella weird. So it's a red flag. I don't know.
I've seen people.
Yeah, and it's like I also am like, I just want everybody to be like having a good time and like vibes to be good. So if one weirdo is like trying to make it like his regular spot, I'm just like, I'm not here for that at all. Like, I want like the people that I like to like want to hang out here, you know? So
I like our little like crew.
Yeah, it's been fun lately.
I am bringing a friend from work there on Wednesday.
Nice.
So I was like, if you're meeting up with me on a Wednesday, this is where I go now.
That's the spot. That's cool.
I'm even thinking Maxwell House has to happen today.
Yeah?
Yeah. I usually go to, what's it called in our neighbor? Do you live in Audubon?
No, I live by Gonzaga.
Oh, okay.
So
you're
I'm
Logan.
like Logan, yeah.
Do you have like spots that you hit there?
I honestly don't really go anywhere. Like, I go to the movies, and me and my girlfriend will go to dinner sometimes, like, but yeah, we don't really have like a go-to bar.
Do you think because you bartend, you're like,
yeah, I do think that.
You're I can't be around these dumb fucks. He's drunk and
I think that's part of it. Like I've definitely, I get burnt out on it just because I'm like in the bar all week. And also it's just not where my head's at. I don't know. Like,
You probably need a break from the
yeah,
bar.
yeah, I think, and also, I don't know, like I'm not like a, I'm not like a super committed bartender like some
'Cause
people are in
I was
the
gonna say, that's a whole
industry.
culture too.
Yeah, it's a whole culture, and yeah, like I'm trying to, I'm trying to be like a musician, and I'm paying my bills with my job. Like that's, to me, like that's my mindset with it, and I'm not gonna let the scale tip to where I'm like doing this and I'm like focused on this, like, and then I'm making music in my spirit. I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't. Like, so I feel like it's hard to kind of set that boundary with people because people will be wanting to kick it all the time. But
Like from the bar?
yeah, or just like people are always out hanging out, going to, whatever spot. Like you
And they'll
could
be
go
like,
out,
hey,
you could go out till
estimate, come here.
you could go out till 2 every single night if you wanted to. Like,
Because you guys actually close earlier too.
yeah,
So you're saying post the bar, they're like, come
yeah,
out and continue the
yeah.
night.
Sometimes. I mean, and I don't know. It's like I love like a lot of these people. Like they're super funny, like fun to hang out with. It's just like I just don't have the time. I have to like prioritize like what I want to do, or else it's not going to happen, and that's going to lead to depression, like for me. So it's like I just I don't know, you just gotta like have some boundaries sometimes.
It's kind of like well, honestly, a lot of your job is very similar to counseling. Like you're holding space. You have to
Yeah.
semi be polite. You can't
Yeah.
fully tell people to fuck off. I mean, you guys can tell people. Similarly, I can like kick people out too.
Yeah, I definitely strive to be polite. Like I'm not rude to somebody for no reason.
No.
I don't think. I
Yeah,
hope.
same as a counselor. I'm not
Yeah.
a dick till,
Yeah.
you
If you have to give respect to get respect type thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
But I was thinking, like, at the end of it, one thing I've noticed for me is I sometimes can't be around humans. Like, I have to, like, go do, like, a lot of alone time and
yeah, for sure.
space. But also, I don't want to, like, hang out with, like, the same things that identify with my job.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
No, I
it's
know-
nothing
yeah, I know
against
what you
anyone, because
mean.
I
Yeah.
love my coworkers. I'm actually in a completely new job, so everyone's
Yeah.
awesome right now and new,
Totally.
so it's different.
That's what's up.
But like that, like I could see a separation from like
Yeah.
to do your hustling and do your stuff that you're actually passionate about,
Yeah.
because that can be draining.
Yeah. I think it is. I mean, it's just kind of like it's just like a part of me that just people don't really like understand, I guess. And I don't really love like talking about it because it's like if you either like get it or you don't. So I don't just meet people and be like, hey, what's up? I make music. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, like even as your patron, whatever, like coming in and being like, oh, blah, 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 we're doing this. And I remember this guy being like, oh, you're da 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 da, like, I want to hear it. And you're like, no. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just always leads to like awkwardness, or I don't know. People have hella preconceived notions about like rap music. And so I don't know. I mean, yeah.
What is like, is there like, I don't know, when you say misconception, are they coming in thinking like it's this one way and this is like what
I just
a rapper
think,
is?
yeah, I just think people are, I don't know, ignorant and racist and just, like straight up. And I just don't want to I'm not trying to have that conversation really with like,
While you're working.
especially not at work.
No. That sounds terrible, actually.
I mean, yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I could talk about this shit for hours, but yeah, like people say crazy stuff when I like tell them that I like make music and it's rap. And then I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Plus I don't need to justify myself to anybody. And people's first question when you tell them that you're a musician is like, oh, like you make money from your music. Like, I hope so, but like, I don't know, none of your business. I don't know you. Like, why is that your first question?
Well, it's the same thing and different. Like what I was saying to you last week, like some people were, I don't know, were weirded out that I was submitting art.
Yeah.
Like, why do I get to like submit art?
Yeah.
I was like, well, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I make music? And why does it have to make me money?
Yeah.
Like, I just like it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, but
Yeah. You can, I know, like, you don't have to, I mean, your goal is whatever your goal is. If your goal is to like make a song and you make a song, that's success. You achieved your goal. Like, I don't know. I think for a long time, I mean, and still my goal has always been to like turn it into a career. Like I would love to be able to support myself from music. And the reason for that is because I would have more time to make music. I wouldn't have to work, 30, 40 hours a week outside of that. Like it would feel great to just have one job that I could focus on rather than two. So.
And especially like you would want that to be your like main hustle. So
yeah.
like.
Because you get out what you put in. If I was making money from music, I'd be able to put way more in. And like, so it's not even about the money. It's just about me wanting to be able to do it as much as possible. So
yeah,
I don't know. But people got weird ideas about what makes you like a worthwhile person in society and all that. And I don't feel like having to explain myself to people. And I don't know. I mean,
isn't it funny? Like if you bring up any of my interests, it could be roller skating, bass. So I play bass. So people will constantly be like, well, are you in a band? Like, are you? And I'm like, no, I just do that. And they're like, but what do you mean? I'm like, I just want to play a bass.
Yeah.
What? It's like that kind of production, like productive, like
does not compute. Like, yeah.
Like, what if I just played the bass for myself? Like, and they're just like, I can't handle that you fucking play the bass.
Crazy
for yourself
concept.
And take lessons.
No, the only hobby you're allowed to have is like kayaking. Which you can't just play the bass. Like, I don't know.
Isn't it weird? I think about that though, because I'm like, why can't artists be doing art, but just because they want to, or like they want to play music because they want to, and like, that'd be cool. Like, you're on a different level than me because you actually like produce shit. But my goal has never been to do that. So it's like, can't that be the goal, that I'm just like playing because I wanted to learn an instrument? Like,
absolutely. Music is like healing. Like same with, other forms of art too. But you get a lot out of it that has nothing to do with anybody else. Just personal like healing. Like
exactly.
So, that shit is important. I don't know. Yeah. A lot of people like just can't even like understand that concept. So
yeah, no, they can't.
Yeah.
What would you, as we're like wrapping up, like I ask every guest this, like what what is some words of inspiration for the community of Spokane? Maybe it's like to the music, I don't know.
I just say if you think something's cool, then support it. And if everybody does that consistently, then that'll make life better for everybody, because you get more of what you want, like things that will fill your cup in the form of different arts and culture contributions like to the community, and artists will actually like have the means to continue to do it or have the motivation to continue to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's as simple as, even if you don't have money, like it's as simple as just like being like, hey, I like what you're doing. Like it like means a lot to me or whatever. Like that shit goes a long way. So
yeah, I think that was one of the coolest things about Rose Throw, Darian putting on the stuff at Revival, like hosting all these different musicians, because it was pulling all these like kind of up and coming whatever like artists of Spokane and bringing that space and getting to see them like in a more kind of like MTV Unplugged
totally
vibe.
MTV Unplugged Tiny Desk concert.
Yeah, Tiny Desk, like totally like that. Yeah. But
yeah, shout out Rose Throw. He's a real one.
Yeah, he is, and I roller skate with him. But then that brought me to like well, I already knew you, I guess, but like even more into like your music. I didn't know you were making music.
Yeah, for sure.
So just that connection, like of community continuing to build
Yeah.
and promote each other and giving space for people to do art. That would be, yeah, I would agree that wish for Spokane. Just, yeah, if you like something, do it and
Yeah,
connect
100%.
and yeah, build community around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always more like people than you might think that are kind of seeking or are just more like-minded.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I will say, it's like, not that you want to be promoted for music at the bar, but it is cool that like, yeah, like some of us have connected to you over that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not going to approach every stranger with it, but I've made like genuine friendships like through people I've met there, and it's like that's been really cool. And like, so I'm like grateful for that. And it's not even on some like promotional shit. It's just like community building, and then being like, yeah, I also like do this thing, and then people are like super supportive. So it's cool.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you so much for, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
dealing
fun
with me at the bar.
Anytime. It's fun. Yeah, it's always fun having you out.
Yeah, and then being on the podcast, which I don't know, tonight a guy approached us about YouTube, so I'm going to, at some point it'll be on YouTube, but it's on all the major platforms. And you can listen, and actually you can follow, your name, is it Estos something on Instagram? I was just trying to remember.
All my socials are esto_94. And then I also have a website that's estoforshort.com, and like all my shit is on there. So
yeah, if you're into production, hip hop, connect with Matt. He gave me a song for free for this podcast. I'm not saying he's handing out free songs. But like, you should definitely support him. And so thank you again for being on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this was fun.
All right. Bye.